What is going on, guys? I just recorded a whole fucking clip, but the damn microphone jack thing wasn't plugged in. But anyways, I just wanted to apologize first off for not posting. I've been cutting and I'm down to 182 or 183 pounds from 193 pounds. Carbs are super fucking low right now. I have low energy, and quite honestly, I was just being a pussy ass little bitch. I set a goal for myself whenever I started this YouTube stuff that I was gonna do 30 days in a row of posting every single day. I bought a laptop and camera and I was like, all right, I have to return these if I don't do that. And that gave me that urgency that I needed to post every day, even whenever I had to stay up late and felt tired and all this shit. Stayed up, got the shit done. And then once I hit that 30 days, I got comfortable, I got complacent because I reached the goal and I kind of, basked in my success a little bit. I rode the wave, you know what I mean? And that's what a lot of people do whenever they reach a goal, maybe competing in a bodybuilding competition. They feel that success, or they, hit a certain amount of money in their bank account, something like that. They feel that success, they let themselves get comfortable, get complacent like I just did, and then they fall off. So that's kind of what happened with me. And I'm a big, don't make excuses kind of person. So this is me just owning up, showing you guys how you should look at life. You need to own up, admit whenever you're being a pussy ass little bitch, and then make the changes that you need in order to get back in order. Because that's the only way to fix things, is owning up to it and then taking action to fix it. So that's what's happening. We're getting back on track. Fuck it. We're going to do 30 days in a row again. We're going to do it. I'm going to put it on my whiteboard right fucking now. 30 days in a row. 30 days. 30 days of YouTube posting. It's on the whiteboard. That means we're doing it. It's life or death now. I have to do it, or else I'm gonna be a pussy ass little fucking bitch if I don't do it. You know what? That's how it is. And I need to make this life or death in my head. That way I have that urgency in order to do it all the days that I don't even feel like doing it. So that's what's happening. So today's video, what are we talking about? Can a girl have a guy friend while in a relationship, or have guy friends in general? It's gonna be a fun video. I made a TikTok and a reel about this today, and we're gonna be talking about that more in depth in the YouTube video, because I'm a firm believer that you cannot. But we're also gonna be hitting chest and shoulders. I figured that'd be a great day to start back up on YouTube, because I love chest and shoulders. Feeling great. I'll give you a physique update here in a minute, and I'll put some pictures on the screen of the start of the cut at 193 pounds, and then right now at 183. Like I said, we got 18 days left, so on Sunday we'll have 2 weeks left, which is great. I can't wait for it to be over and start growing again. I'll be curious to see what the weight's at, because we'll probably be about the same body fat percentage at the end of this cut versus the end of the last one. So I'll be able to compare those two weights and see about how much muscle I put on over the 12-week growing phase that we did. I'll probably do a full day of eating tomorrow on a rest day, and then another full day of eating maybe on Friday to show you guys what to eat on a training day. But let's do that physique update real quick. All right, guys, so this is the current physique. Abs are coming in pretty good. We've got a little bit of fat down here to get rid of, but ab veins are showing really nicely. Everything's looking pretty solid. That's a bad angle. And then these are the legs. So not too bad. And I'll show you guys. I got some fat back here I gotta lose still, so you can kind of see right here. That's gotta go. But not too bad. I'll show you guys the back. So not too shabby. Maybe we'll do a little straight on action here. So honestly, I am not too upset with the physique right now and the weight we're sitting at with this body fat percentage and everything. I think we made good progress on this last 12-week growing phase. Originally, the growing phase was 20 weeks, but recently we were going to be trying something new where we're doing shorter growing periods, like 10, 12 weeks, and then a 4-week break in between to cut the excess fat off, 10, 12 weeks. So more frequent growing phases that are shorter, just because there are some studies that came out talking about androgen receptor down regulation, I think. Yeah, down regulation. So basically, the further into your cycle you get, the less responsive you are to the gear you're using. So, the first 10, 12 weeks, you're going to see really great gains from the gear, and then it's going to slow down a bit because your body starts to get used to the gear, if that makes sense. And typically, you just up the dosages. But I believe in the studies that my coach was telling me about, that didn't make as much of a difference as just you know, bringing the androgen receptors back down to a sensitive state and then restarting our growing phase. So we're testing that out for the rest of this year, see how it goes, see how much size we can pack on, because the goal is 187 pounds shredded so that I can hop on stage and try to get my pro card. Which 183 pounds right now, then at the end of this growing phase, I don't know what will be, but we'll get a good idea of how much more muscle I have to put on before I can actually hop on stage. But next, this is what we're gonna do. So it is about 10:20 right now. We're making my next meal, my absolute favorite meal, because honestly, on a cut right now with low carbs, it tastes like fucking crack cocaine to me. It's Cinnabon flavored cream of rice, 90 grams. On the bulk, it was 130 grams. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna put some water in here. Hold on one sec. 75 grams, and then we need a little bit from this pack. 82, 84, 90. All right, so then we're gonna put a little bit of water in this bitch. Need a spoon, there we go. And this is honestly like the best pre-workout meal I've ever had, dude. It's like fucking ice cream, which you'll see in a minute here. So we'll get all the water in here. Let that absorb. I don't have a specific amount of water I put in. I just kind of stir it while I'm adding the water and wait until it's like a, not watery consistency, but kind of thick, but a little bit watery, because the microwave will warm it up and allow it to absorb the rest of that water. So this is kind of the consistency we go for right there. So then I spread it evenly. Oh, and this is cream of wheat, not cream of rice. I don't really know if there's a huge difference there, but all right, so 25 seconds in the microwave, and then what we're gonna do is get out the Greek yogurt for the next crucial step. Throw these away. 3, 2, 1, boom. All right, so now you can see it's, you know, a bit more hard cooked, whatever the fuck you call it. All right, so we're gonna plop this bitch down here, hit the tare button, I think that's how you say that, put it back to 0, and then we're gonna add 300 grams of yogurt. 303, gotta take a little bit off there. You gotta have perfection in everything you do, guys. All right, yeah, don't mind this puzzle here. Me and my girlfriend started doing that fucking like 2 weeks ago, and we both have ADHD. I know that sounds like a fucking modern day, like, oh, I have ADHD, blah, blah, blah. It's not something that we both make excuses for or anything, but like, we just get fucking so sidetracked, both of us, and we can't stick to doing anything. It's just been sitting here. So I definitely need to clean that up. But we're gonna stir this all around until it's consistently spread throughout. Fuck, I was gonna, oh yeah, and then I recorded 3 YouTube videos actually during this cut that I never posted, just because, like I said, I was being a little bitch, got tired, didn't edit them or whatever. So I'm probably gonna post those over the next couple of days as well. So if the dates are kind of weird and you're like, what the fuck? This is from like 3 weeks ago, that's why. But they're pretty good, so I definitely want to use them. But we're gonna get all the corners and make sure it is all nice and evenly spread. And the reason we do this for our pre-workout meal is it absorbs super easy. Greek yogurt, obviously it's not a solid food, it's easier to digest. Well, it's a solid food, but you know what I mean, it's not like chicken solid, you know? Easier to digest, and then cream of wheat, cream of rice, whatever you want to call it, is super easy to digest as well. So we eat this about an hour pre-workout. That way by the time I get to the gym and I'm hitting my lift, it's all absorbed, and I can use those carbs for energy, and the protein is keeping my body going through protein synthesis, which is an anabolic state. Evenly through here, there's no clumps or lumps, any bullshit like that. And sorry, I know I'm really monotone right now, but like I said, pretty low on energy, so this is what we want. And then I do the same thing with this, just kind of evenly spread over the top. And then from here, next step, super simple. This is why we make it right now, because I like to let it sit in the freezer for about 30 minutes. That way it's a little bit frozen whenever I go to eat it, which makes it kind of like an ice cream consistency. So from here, we're gonna wait for that to get made. I'm going to respond to some client applications that I've been putting off, because like I said, just been putting things off recently, man. Been in that little bitch mindset. Got to get out of it. Got to get a snap out of it. You know, it's really easy to get into whenever you're cutting. You just want to veg out on the couch and watch movies and forget about the fact that you're hungry. But we're gonna get back to those, see if we can get some new clients, some hardworking guys that actually want to make some progress. And I'll see you guys whenever it's time to eat. All right, guys, so it's 11:15 right now. Pre-workout meal is pretty nice and frozen. The edges get a little bit more frozen in the center, so I kind of like to go around the edge here and just kind of push it in. There we go. This one was perfectly frozen though. It wasn't too frozen, because if it's too frozen, it gets kind of hard and the texture just isn't there. I like it to be kind of creamy, you know what I mean? We like it nice and creamy. All right, so we're also gonna take this Tadalafil real quick, just because I like to give it about an hour to kind of saturate inside of me so I can get some sick fucking pumps. Just because with the low carbs, it can be a little bit tough to get good pumps, so this is an essential. This, sodium, water, and the bit of carbs that I get. So we're gonna do this. We'll do a little more. And I can't even begin to express to you guys how excited I am for this cream of rice. And that's the great thing about whenever you're putting yourself purposely through struggle and adversity in order to achieve a goal, you find bliss and happiness in the smallest things. I don't need $1 million. I don't need a Lamborghini or a Ferrari to be happy. I need cream of rice with Greek yogurt. That genuinely, I look forward to it every day. And that's the thing, whenever you're putting yourself purposefully low, you know, in the struggle and the adversity in order to achieve a goal, it's the little things that make life fulfilling and happy. And that's why people that are constantly chasing after material shit are never fucking happy. They're always fucking miserable. And that's not the life I'm trying to live. I'm trying to constantly grow myself financially, physically, spiritually. I'm all for that shit. But, you know, I like to enjoy the little things. And put some of this fat-free whipped cream on there too. It's like 5 calories, but I use a little bit more than one serving, so it's like 10 or 15, but that's the only thing that I add extra, and I've been eating this for months like this, so it's not like I'm adding something on top to get through cravings or something. So, gonna eat this, then we'll get ready for the lift, man. I'm excited to hit some chest, favorite day of the fucking week. And yeah, like I said, brain function's kind of low right now, so I'm gonna go watch some more House of Dragons right now. If you haven't watched Game of Thrones and House of Dragons, recommend it. The Boys is really good. The Witcher on Netflix is really good. Peaky Blinders on Netflix, really good. The movie's coming out at the end of the year. What other shows? Obviously Breaking Bad. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna go eat. Action. Okay, so we're starting this chest day off. Well, we actually started with chest flies to warm up my shoulders and my chest. We just did like 3 sets of 15 reps, super lightweight, really just focusing on getting that mind-muscle connection with the chest. And now we're moving over to Smith Machine Incline. I was doing a plate-loaded incline before, but I was just kind of having trouble connecting with my chest on it. It felt like it was a little bit too much of an incline where I was using so much shoulders. So switched over to Smith Machine probably like 3 weeks ago, and we're about to do the first working set here. It's 8 to 10 reps, so we got on 200 pounds right now. And you know, whenever you're cutting like this, that is whenever your training intensity is tested. It's very easy to train really hard, progressive overload every week whenever you have an excess amount of calories because you're not tired, you're not fatigued, you got all this extra energy to burn off. But in a cut, whenever you're fucking tired, fatigued, less carbs, you don't feel great already, it's a lot harder to push yourself, but that's whenever it's most important to try to maintain as much muscle tissue as possible, or in some scenarios, even build muscle tissue while you're in that deficit. So let's do this set here. All right, so last rep obviously wasn't perfect, but we're going for intensity here, try to push ourselves. And you'll see whenever I'm doing these Smith Machine incline presses, my elbows are tucked slightly. That way there's not as much distance right here and more stress is being put on my shoulder. So I've got them tucked a little bit, and then I don't go the full way down to my chest. So I'm doing some kind of rear delt bullshit and going all the way back with that weight and getting the full stretch starts to hurt my rear delt, pinches something back there. So I go down to where I feel like I'm about getting full stretch of my chest, and then go up from there. As you can see, pretty good chest pump. We got all kinds of striations coming in. We still got 2 more weeks on this cut, so things will get pretty fucking crazy. All right, so next we got this lying converging chest press. I say this every fucking time I hit chest, but one of my favorite movements. Can't beat that converging part at the top of a movement whenever you're hitting chest. But I was actually stronger on the Smith machine press than last week by like, what was it? By 2 reps on the 200 pounds in the second set. Last week I dropped down to 165 and got 6 reps, but this time I dropped down to, dropped down to 185 and got 7 reps. So that's pretty badass in a cut. But this set we're gonna be doing, I believe it's 8 to 10 reps, and then we're gonna maintain the same weight for the second set. We're gonna do a rest pause set. So basically all that is failure, rest 10 seconds, failure, rest 10 seconds, failure. Now, is this as optimal as a straight set? No, but you know, doing just straight sets can get kind of boring, and half the battle whenever you're lifting and trying to put on muscle is a mental game. You need to have that, you know that feeling whenever you go to deadlift a heavy weight or bench a heavy weight, you feel like a fucking testosterone-filled animal and you want to rip someone's fucking head off? Well, doing just machines and the optimal shit can start to take that away a little bit. So sometimes you got to do rest pause sets, drop sets where the intensity is driven up mentally, and you can push that over into the more optimal exercises and stuff like that. So that was a whole lot of talking. Now time to do some pushing. Fuck. All right, so 9 pretty solid fucking reps. I feel like I might have been able to get 1 more, but honestly, the risk to reward ratio of that is pretty low. You know, if you try to get that 1 extra rep after your forearm's already fucked, you have a high risk of injuring yourself with your shoulder. And you know, you're not gonna get that much out of that last rep. You gotta find that balance though, because you still wanna be, like I said, a fucking animal. You wanna be lifting heavy, you wanna be intense, but you don't want to be a fucking idiot and hurt yourself too. So, alrighty guys, so solid ass fucking chest day. Since then I've eaten 7 ounces of chicken breast. About to eat another 7 ounces here quick after I shower. But let's get to the question that we are all wanting to hear answered. Can girls be just guys? Not that. Sorry, brain malfunction. Can girls be just friends with guys? And the answer is no. The answer is just flat out no. We live in this society where people want to pretend that reality isn't reality, and they want to live in this little make-believe fantasy world where they want to pretend that, you know, certain things just are not what they actually are, because it feels more sensitive and compassionate and all this shit. But the reality is, okay, from a guy's end of things, there are guys that will pretend to be just friends with girls for one of 2 reasons. One, she may be in a relationship and he's going to face an internal moral dilemma if he continues talking to that girl but admits to himself that he wants to fuck her. And the key word is that these guys, they want to fuck her. They might not be actively attempting to. They're like a fucking crow or something. They're waiting for the animal to die to come in. They're waiting for their opportunity when the girl is emotionally weak or whatever. And then they can swoop in and fuck her, right? So either A, she has a boyfriend and he doesn't want to have this internal moral dilemma and admit to himself that he wants to fuck her. That way he can continue to talk to her because he's also getting attention from it and it's making him feel good about himself for that reason. Or he might be aware of the fact that he wants to fuck her and he's just a fucking scumbag. There's that too. Or if the girl is single, he'll convince himself that he doesn't want to actually fuck her and that he's just her friend and would never fuck her, even though subconsciously he knows he would if the opportunity rises. And he's doing this because he doesn't want his ego to get hurt. He doesn't want to admit to himself that he can't fuck that girl even though he wants to, right? Because a lot of guys have a big ego and they don't want to hurt it because they don't want their friends busting their balls and shit like that saying, oh, you're trying to get laid by fucking Betsy or whoever the fuck, but you can't. So no, dude, I'm just friends with her. Like, I wouldn't even want to if she wanted to. Meanwhile, if the opportunity arose, he would fuck her, right? And then on the girls' end of things, a lot of girls say, no, he's just my guy friend. Like, you don't have to worry about him or whatever. Girls know this, at least subconsciously. They might not be consciously aware of it, but deep down, they know that the guy wants to fuck her. But see, the thing is that a lot of girls derive their confidence from getting attention from guys. You know how, like, whenever your grandma tells you that you're handsome or something, it doesn't really mean much. Well, eventually that happens to a lot of girls with their boyfriend. Eventually, the attention from their boyfriend doesn't mean much to them anymore, because a lot of men, start to become unmasculine in their relationships. They start to get complacent in their relationships. And now their words don't mean much to their girlfriends. Their girlfriend needs to go get attention from other guys. She might not cheat. She might have morals and values and not cheat, but she's getting that attention from those other guys to fill that hole. And there are a lot of girls nowadays as well, because society's telling them that, oh, you can be just friends with guys, that they actually genuinely do believe that, even though, like I said, deep down subconsciously, they have to be aware of it. But, they're almost like a victim of the situation, and they want to believe that they're friends with these guys, and they get their heart broken eventually, because eventually that guy's probably going to make his move. And I mean, at the end of the day, this is just the reality of things. You can believe what you want to. If you're in a relationship and, you have girlfriends and your girlfriend has guy friends and it's working for you, then hey, dude, do you. Don't get all offended and shit, okay? I'm just telling you the reality of the situation, so don't be surprised if eventually it causes issues. I am the guy that all of my friends come to for advice. I've seen every situation unravel the exact same way. Girls cheating on their boyfriend with a guy that they are friends with since elementary school and didn't have to worry about. Shit like that. It happens all the fucking time. And there's a reason for that. It's because the guy is never just a friend. All right, a lot of girls develop their attachments emotionally. That's what, like, sex is to a guy. That's what that is to a girl, that emotional attachment. So having that guy friend, developing that emotional attachment, makes them feel more secure, because if the boyfriend and her break up, then she's got a backup ready to go. But the thing that's most important for you to understand is that a lot of people are just fucking delusional. They live in this delusional reality where they want to pretend that it is a thing, even though deep down somewhere, subconsciously, no matter how much they deny it, they know the reality of things. Everybody fucking does deep down. They have that gut feeling. They know the reality of things. But like I said, emotions and subconscious manipulation by society is a strong thing and can kind of make you delusional as to what reality actually is. So I don't recommend being okay with a girl having guy friends. My girlfriend, I don't have girlfriends. She doesn't have guy friends. That's been since the start of our relationship, because we're both aware of this. There's no point in causing possible issues in your relationship with the person that you supposedly love and want to spend your life with, just to have a friend of the opposite sex. What are you gaining from that? Nothing. Just have friends that are your same sex and you have no issues. I mean, the chance of an issue arising from having somebody of the opposite sex as a friend is way higher. There's no point in doing it. That is, if you actually love the person you're with and you want to spend your life with them, they're the most important thing to you, then you shouldn't even bother with it. There's no point, like I said. But we do live in this weird society today. And I had this video originally. And I originally had this video idea because there was this girl on TikTok that was talking about how she went to a new gym, she's engaged, and two guys came up to her and they asked her like questions and then introduced themselves and started talking to her, kept coming up to her at the gym different days and talking to her, having conversations and stuff like that. And eventually she went to the gym and they saw her there with her fiance and she like introduced them or whatever. And they're like, oh, where's my hug? So I guess they're giving each other hugs whenever they would see each other and shit like that. And she was acting all confused why these guys kept coming up to her and asking for her Instagram after they already found out she was engaged. And it's like, no fucking shit they did. They're trying to fuck you. That's why. How do you not know that? And then she made her fiance confront them, which that should not even be a scenario. Your girlfriend should be aware of this, and a guy should not feel comfortable talking to her. She doesn't have to be a bitch, but she should make it clear that she's not just wanting to have conversations and talk to other guys. That should not be your responsibility. You shouldn't have to take care of that. Your girlfriend should make it known that she's taken and doesn't want to have guy friends or anything like that. But obviously this girl in this scenario was making them feel welcomed enough that they felt that they could keep coming up and talking to her like they might be friends. And another thing is, a lot of guys are delusional and very egotistical, and a girl just liking one of their photos or a girl just, saying hi to them or a nice t-shirt in their head translates to, oh, she wants to fuck me. I mean, I've had it. I've had a lot of guy friends. I know how they think. I know the shit they say. And I've heard plenty of guys say that after just a small interaction. And they're like, oh, did you see the way that she looked at me? She wants to fuck me. Like, I've literally heard guys say that about just a girl in random passing. You know what I mean? So it's also a respect thing. You don't want your girlfriend to be giving off the vibe to other guys, even if it's from their own delusional perspective that she wants to fuck them. That's disrespectful to you. So no, girls cannot have guy friends. That's not a thing. You can believe what you want to, like I said, but this is just the reality of things. But that's gonna wrap today's video up. I wanted to keep it nice and short and simple. That way it's just pretty easy to edit and I can get it out and get this thing rolling. We can get started back on the YouTube grind. So I will see you guys tomorrow for a rest day.